Quick question for you. Have you heard of this game? Personally, I only heard of it from a friend of mine who has well over 3 hours in the game. It's not what I usually play. I like a wide variety of games, sure, but platformers, racing games, and first-person shooters are what dominate my playtime. Also, that is a lie. Anyways, Star of Providence did pique my interest, mostly due to Sable's admiration for the game. I generally trust my friend group's taste in games as it has only failed my wallet. I bought Star of Providence a while back, but I only got to try it after the release of the update Into Oblivion. Further back, however, the game had a different name. It was called Let's get everyone on the same page. This game is a top-down roguelike bullet hell dungeon crawler. All that means is that there's a wide variety of ways to do it. Lore-wise, I have no clue what is going on and will let our resident Star of Providence expert explain it later. For now, I'll delve further into the game. You're a flying ship equipped with a little pea shooter. You crawl through a randomly generated dungeon where your two mandatory objectives are to kill the mini-bosses and the main boss on each floor. Of course, there's a variety of different rooms that you will encounter. In between regular enemies, you may see areas blocked up by bombs, multiple different shopkeepers, this spooky skeleton, and so much more. What I like about there's a selection of weapons you can choose from even near the start of your journey, but they have a limited amount of ammo and can break. In case you do not like the selection, this cat sells you more of them. I did not know how you acquired them, no. There are also other item types which we'll briefly go through. Bombs, one of the most important items. It clears the screen of bullets and reveals new rooms. Cartridges, a large range of curious upgrades, sometimes useful, sometimes quite literally putting you into debt. Shrines, reliquary blessings, another type of big upgrade. Lastly, conduits. The third type of big upgrade, but this one is the biggest one, trust me. Teleporting, explosive revival, and many other augments for your little ship. There is one more core mechanic I should mention, dashing. It is an important tool for avoiding bullets and one that can be augmented quite a bit. Everything else regarding the game you can unlock as you stick your nose around places you shouldn't be sniffing. If you would like to know what those things are, play the game yourself, you coward. Now this section is going to be spoiler heavy. There isn't actually much I was able to gather on my own, excluding 3 main points. 1. You have a sister ship down here, somewhere. 2. Most things here are not traditionally alive. 3. You are not meant to be here. We will now hand it over to our resident Star of Providence expert and friend Sable. This is an interview with our resident lore expert and good friend Sable. May you introduce yourself?
Oh, hi, I'm Sable.
First, real question. What is this place? Like this dungeon?
The place that you play the game in is called the Facility, and it is effectively a massive complex around the crash site of the Star of Providence from like eons ago.
What does Star of Providence and, well, Monolith refer to?
They were both the title of the game at one point, and they are both the same thing. The TLDR version here is that the Star of Providence fell from the void many eons ago, destroyed nearly all of civilization, and the survivors are the ones who built the facility around it.
Now ask, why are you here? Like, as a player, what's exactly going? Why is your player character in the dungeon, in the facility, anyways?
That is a much more straightforward question. You're here to claim power eternal for yourself.
Who are you, actually? Like, what is your ship?
You play as the Visitors, and the Visitors are machines who are created by the Grand Warlock, otherwise known as Renegade. You are a ship with a mind.
What was that second ship you seen near the start of the game, as well as in just general promotional material of the game? It's always two ships, but you're alone most of the time.
Yes. So, okay. when you beat the game on normal difficulty, which I think you did, right?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. Okay, so if you beat the game on the normal difficulty and you go to the terminal thingy, like in the just to the right of the door, of like the door to start a run, you can select the other player character, which is named D13, and D13 is another visitor created by Renegade, and if you play hard mode and you go through the whole thing, you get to the final boss. The final boss is also the Star of Providence, or more accurately, the actual title of the boss is Monolith, but it's the same thing.
How long has this dungeon existed for?
Okay, fucking eons.
Why does Ace know so much, and who are they?
I have to assume that Ace was a survivor of Starfall, as I'm going to call it, like the cataclysmic event. That's not confirmed. I don't really know, but I do know that he is, well, rather used to be, in the first Grand Council, the Stormlord. He also, probably the reason he knows so much about the facility is because he and his students literally wired it.
Who is this cat, and why can I not pet it?
You can't pet him because I don't. Why can't you pet the cat? You should be able to pet the cat. I should suggest that we should be able to pet the cat.
Yes.
Huh. You have a fucking point, actually.
The last question was, may you explain, in depth, what you like about the game's lore?
It was the thing that kept me playing the game, frankly, because... Okay, so when I was playing through the game for the first time, Survivors of the Void, which, funny risk of raid 2, video game...
As mentioned before, scroll down to get the rest of the interview. I had a lot of fun with it. Now, onto what I think of a game. I quite enjoyed the game. Let me start with a feel of a ship. It does control well and feel maneuverable, so you can avoid most bullets hurled at you. I personally played with a controller, although Sable uses a keyboard and mouse. It seems well designed for both. She also complemented the feel of a dash, which I like as well, but I seldom used it, as I never really felt safe using it. I also liked the sense of progression you get from exploring around the place. Most things can be learned and discovered just by looking around and playing better, such as this Game Boy. You do not need to have a guide most of the time. Unfortunately, some of the later game content is unlocked in cryptic ways that you may have absolutely no way of identifying without a friend who has encyclopedic knowledge of a game. The game's lore is also a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it is quite interesting to slowly learn about this place as you progress through the game. On the other hand, I have defeated 2 different final bosses, yet I still have little to no clue as to what is actually going on. I think it would be nice if there was something a little more tangible to aim for. Here is a lightning round of my opinions on some other aspects of the game. The dialogue is generally appropriate and occasionally a little humorous, primarily the cat. I like the variety of weapons in the game, had no real issues with them. The game's pixel art looks quite nice and, alongside the room-by-room structure of the game, successfully replicates the SNES era feel, which I am 20 years too young for. The game is hard, take that as you will. I think now's the time to finish everything and give a summary of what we discussed. This game is good. Hopefully I made that clear despite some of the criticisms I had for the game. It's pretty, it plays well, and it is bloody difficult. Now the question is, what's going on? No, seriously, please tell me.